Hey guys, how a mentorship student recently got a subcontracting deal worth $3,000 per month and three $750 per month clients thereafter. So the title, if you're watching this on Facebook, might be a little bit off. It keeps for some reason not saving properly, but it's whatever. We'll get through it today. So I wanted to kind of come to you guys live, just really share what was happening because I mean it was a really big deal and it was just like really exciting to be able to kind of like share this with, like the different people who are like watching this thing. So the first thing that she had to do, and even before we go into that, let's do like some ground rules. So I'm gonna have you guys like maybe comment some stuff. Just let me number one who's live, but also since we don't do these like we don't charge for these videos, we want to make sure that you guys can show either saying thank you or support by sharing this, by liking, commenting, engaging, because that sends it to more people inside of our Facebook group and allows our message to be shared with more people. Because a lot of people need this information and it's not always accessible because Facebook doesn't always like show it or YouTube doesn't always show it to all the people who are following or subscribed to you. So please do your part by helping people in terms of that. Also, if you're watching this thing live, go ahead and write hashtag team live so I can make it more interactive. I can talk to you, I can ask you questions, I can answer questions, I can make sure that I can be as helpful as possible. I see there are 10 of you guys live, so I really appreciate you coming on, supporting, and being like someone who can learn, sit down, learn, absorb this information, utilize information. If you're watching this thing on the replay, maybe you're not live with us, but you want to make sure that you want to like get as much out as possible, right? Hashtag team replay. I'm going to give you guys a goodie as well on the replay. And also, if at any point, like maybe I'm not able to answer a question that you have, because maybe the stream ended or you're just not on there live, right? Hashtag connect. I'll reach out to you to answer any questions you have. And finally, if you want some help growing your business without having to make a lot of mistakes that cause like myself and other people to struggle, go ahead and click the link in the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with either myself or a member of my team to see if we can help you inside of a mentorship program. So let's jump into this thing. So how did the student get that subcontracting deal? And how did that subcontracting deal turn into 3 additional clients all in the same week? So number one, when you're going to be setting up your business, you need to be thinking about playing chess, not checkers. Okay, when most people think about checkers, it's very like linear. It's like one jumps over, jumps over, jumps over, jumps over. Versus chess, there's a lot of different angles you can kind of attack, and a lot of different angles you can go across. It's easier to set people up, and it's easier to set up certain moves, and to eventually win the game. So it's a lot of different placements, right? But it does take a little bit more thought, especially if you're playing chess at the highest level. In a lot of cases, you have to be thinking, 1, 2, 5, 10 moves ahead of the other person in order to win. So when I think about playing chess when I'm approaching my business, and this is not something that I knew when I was first getting started. Like when we first started with our accounting firm, I was just like kind of doing what most people do. I was just going after like one client at a time. So what that would look like is I would take like a stack of flyers and I would like walk into like jewelry stores. I would walk into like mom and pop like watch store. I would just like go inside and be like, hey, I'm Bryce. We do accounting and bookkeeping. Can I leave my stack of flyers, or is the owner like here at the moment? And the owner would, of course, never be there. And like later on, you would find out that was the owner. He just didn't really want to talk to you. And I'd have to keep doing that over and over and over again. Eventually, the reason why I stopped doing that was because I just ran out of like different like jewelry stores and different like mom and pop shops in the city that were like around me. So I just didn't want to like drive 40 minutes out, north, south, east, or west from me in order to go and find those. So I end up not being able to do door knocking and like walk-ins very easily. Now, for some people, you can get like 1 or 2 clients from like walking in, but usually if you're gonna walk into like a mom and pop shop, it's really not the type of business that's going to be able to pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 per month. Because in a lot of cases, they don't really understand how to see the value of that service. In a lot of cases like that, one of the common things I would get, like for example, I distinctly remember that there was a flower shop. And I was like, yeah, with accounting and bookkeeping, we can help you be able to like know all of your profit margins, know how much you can spend in advertising, know exactly like when you guys can maybe grow the business. If you want to get a second location, she stopped. It's like, hey, we're just happy at 40,000 a year. I was like, what? It was so foreign to me because I thought all business owners wanted to keep growing their business. But she's like, no, it's very relaxing. It's just me. I just come in, in the mornings. I'm here all day. And I can water the flowers. I can talk to some of the people. We see the same people every day. And, I don't want it to be very big. And that was just mind blowing for me. But, oftentimes you guys are running into clients or maybe they don't want to pay the amount of money you're asking for. They don't typically see the value. It's oftentimes because that's not really a client that can afford to pay the amount of money they're looking for, right? So you always have to be thinking first and foremost, who are we going to be going after? Okay, so in this case, she was able to go after a subcontracting deal. This subcontracting deal was actually with a tax type of CPA. So the person did more of like tax planning, and the person didn't really do much like bookkeeping. So we'll talk about like why we approach that, but we'll also talk about like what are some of the different challenges that go with it, right? Because whenever you're going to go after this type of subcontracting deal, or just deals in general, number one, how you approach them is going to be super important. So most people, what happens is they have like the mindset of like, I just want to like see what I can get from this person. It's like a taker mentality, right? I want to absorb information. I want to like just pick their brain. I want to like can they give me money? And that's not really the energy of like people that are successful. They want to see what they can give, what they can invest, what they can utilize toward growing and helping someone else, right? For example, there's a gentleman that I'm helping out, right? And he actually first helped me learn how to go and like get on the online space. So you have to sit in the room. His name is S. I don't know if he wants to be on camera, but I'm helping him out now because when I first got started, he actually he wanted he helped me learn how to go and put websites up online. And this is back in 2015, 2016 that I met this gentleman. He's in the room right now. But he supported me in a lot of different ways. I didn't know what I was doing online. I had no technological skills. I had no sales skills. I had like no marketing skills. You mind if I just put your cards way? Yeah, a long time ago. And nowadays I'm helping him with one of his like courses because he teaches like piano and stuff. So it's just like really cool to kind of like see that come full circle because he's really good when it comes to like websites and design different things. So now he's just like, we're just giving each other like different things back and forth. But that's how you get people to want to help you. If you just come and just like cold call someone, and say, hey, give me a bunch of work, or hey, I want to do this, or hey, I want to do this, and you don't really form that relationship with them, they don't really want to reciprocate, right? So it's all about coming with the right energy. Number two, when we talk about how to approach someone, it's also going to come down to what is the methodology and what is the outreach kind of style that's utilized. So first, your mindset, right? So you're coming at them with a giver's mentality. But then secondly, you're going to approach them. So the way I like to think about approaching is that I'm trying to always do stuff that no one else is thinking about, and I'm trying to do it better than the people who are doing it. So, for example, one thing you can do is you can write out a list of different ways. Let's say you're going to go and approach like a accounting firm, right? For whatever reason, like a CPA firm, accounting firm, frontier accounting, whatever the case might be. You write down a list of different ways you can actually like get in contact with them. So let's say, for example, these are not necessarily ways I like endorse or I recommend you guys do. I'm just going to give you a list. So let's say you do cold calling, you do emails, you do Instagram, you can do walk-ins, you can do LinkedIn, you can do Facebook, you can send a letter in the mail, you can do a carrier pigeon, right? A million different things that you do. You write it down on a list, and then you think in terms of like which are the easiest for people to do, the lowest barrier of entry. That is going to be cold calls, walking in, email, LinkedIn, flyers in the mail, right? So I'm going to cross those off my list in the beginning. Eventually, as you get better at marketing, or if you learn how to like do this stuff inside of someone's program, then you can start using that. But if you're just watching stuff on your own, you have no one showing you what to do, then first and foremost, it's very hard. So I'm crossing those off the list, right? Because the more people that are doing something, the higher the level of skill needs to be for you to be able to break through the noise and actually go and get a result. So you want to make sure that you're doing stuff with a low level of competition. So once you have that, it makes it a lot easier, right? Because what happens when you cold call? There's a lot of people where I hear them say like, yeah, I wanted to work with like the CPA firm, so I just called them on the phone, and the receptionist immediately shut me down, right? Also, hey, I see Bo typed in. He is live, team live. Good to see you, Bo. Thank you. He's on LinkedIn right now. Grateful to see you here. Thanks for joining us live. But they call, right, and the person immediately shuts them down. For example, like maybe they have a receptionist at the front door, an office admin. Their job is to like keep the person who's like in charge from being distracted. So if you call them directly and the person's like, oh, this might be a distraction, I don't really want to talk to this person, they hang up the phone. You have to constantly go against this gatekeeper, right? And they're trained, they're hearing. They probably get like 5-10 people call them every single day asking to get referrals. Wow, we have 22 people watch this thing live. Thank you for everyone who's showing up. I really appreciate your time today. Hopefully you're learning something new. Write down in the comments if you have any questions. I can stop, because sometimes I speak very, very quickly. And I know that sometimes like maybe I don't explain my points as thoroughly as what I should be or what I could be. So if you have a question about something I'm saying, you want to like know a little bit deeper, let me know. Because I always assume that like sometimes I'm going to say something, the detail with which I'm going to say it probably is not as appreciated as what it could be. So I kind of tend to like go very, very high level with this stuff. But if you have any questions, like let me know. So by approaching them in a slightly different way, you can get away with not being as skilled. So what happened here was this person actually used one of our internal postcard methods. So basically what that means is there's a way you can send like a gift to the owner of the business without them necessarily having like the gatekeepers being able to open, right? Because you don't want the receptionist opening the person's mail, because then they can kind of see, okay, this will work, or this won't work, or I don't want to send this to the boss. But if you send it straight to the boss, then the receptionist or whoever cannot really open a lot of cases, right? So this thing was one of our letter templates we put inside of like the program. Like it basically just breaks down a lot of different objections they might have, get your foot in the door and get them to actually call you, right? Because it's one thing if you call into them, but it's another thing when they call you, right? Because when they call you, you're generally going to get that appointment. You're going to get referrals, you're going to get subcontract. In this case, the student wanted to get subcontracting, so then she was able to go and do a meeting. If you don't know how to negotiate like a good subcontract, like this student got like a $3,000 a month kind of subcontract, I give you that script inside the program. Like I just give it to you and I show you how to use it, give you different videos how to use it, right? So once you had that, it was very, very simple. Now, there are 4 main ways that partners inside of the accounting field can really help you, okay? When I say partners in the accounting field, I mean like other bookkeeping firms, I mean like forensic accountants, CPAs, tax accountants, CFOs, et cetera, et cetera. There's 4 main ways they can help you, they can work with you. In this video, I'm going to cover 2 of them, right? Because this student only used 2 of them. So the first way is subcontracting. It's just the very, very way that most people like know, right? It's when a CPA maybe has sold the work for, let's say, like $5,000 a month to a company, and they subcontract out to you for like anywhere between like $2,500 to like $3,500 a month, right? You're both trying to make a margin on it, and you're doing the work. They're able to keep selling, keep growing their business. You're basically teaming up with them. That is the way I like it. Like if you're just getting started, I like doing that because like number one, if you don't have a lot of experience in accounting and bookkeeping, it's good practice. But then number 2, if you are trying to grow this business really quickly and you need to make sure you have a very significant chunk of income, that can be used. Like on average, our students see that subcontracts are between $2,000 to about $8,000 per month per subcontract. So a lot of our students, that's one channel we have them like start out with to grow their business very exponentially, and it's why we can like have some of those like different like guarantees that kind of come with our program, is to make sure that there's like absolutely no way the person cannot go and get the money very, very quickly. So very simple. The second way, and this is the way that got her the 3 clients that each paid her $750 per month. Okay, one of them I believe had a cleanup. I think the cleanup was like $1,500 because the person wasn't that far behind. But yeah, but with the 3 clients, it's affiliate. Okay, so it's a little bit different. It's not affiliate marketing. I'm not saying like that. I'm not saying like you're like an MLM. What I'm saying is there are certain people inside the accounting field, like for example, this person only does taxes. Maybe they only do payroll, and they have a list of clients that are paying them for like their tax services, but those clients have already approached them or contacted them about getting monthly bookkeeping services done as well. Okay, but maybe that person just doesn't offer it. So when you actually go and approach them, and remember, we're going with giver energy, right? We're going to say, hey, we can offer this solution, but any clients that might have this service, we can actually go and we'll give you a percentage of the fee that comes with it. Okay, so it's a cross between subcontracting and referrals. The difference is if you understand how to go and get clients, but you just need a very warm introduction, this works very well. For example, one of our students named Maggie, she was able to go and get, I think it was about 14, I'm sorry, in the first month it was 14, by like the end of like the next like 9 days, it was like 25 clients came to her from this like one person, right? Because it was like this. The guy basically, he had used to do bookkeeping. He's like, I hate it. I don't want to do it. I just want to do taxes. I'm getting out. So he literally had this just pipeline. I think he had about 275 clients. He basically went and wrote an email to each and every single one of his clients that had ever talked about bookkeeping. He said, hey, you have to go and talk to Maggie right now because she's doing your bookkeeping for now. I'm not doing it anymore. And literally, he gave them a link to her calendar. Like she used Calendly. They booked the call on her calendar. She didn't do anything. It just showed up. Sometimes you get clients from joining a LinkedIn Live and pique the interest of the host of Bryce J. House. This is interesting. So you got he got a client from the LinkedIn Live. Nice, bro. I mean, dude, that is a thing. That is a thing. Use my streams, right? You're giving me attention, so that's something you're giving, and I'm rewarding you by putting you on the screen so people can actually see your face. It's free advertising. I mean, this group, if you're inside our Facebook group has 34,700 people right now. It's growing like every single day. So yeah, Awesome, Bo. I really appreciate you being here. But he basically gave her an email, and all these people started going and booking calls on her calendar, right? Because he knew how much could they pay. He knew when were they looking for it. When was the last time they had their bookkeeping done? And I basically partnered with Maggie inside the program. I told her, hey, this is how you kind of like approach them and tell them which clients. So not all clients they have are like the best. Like there's some that just aren't big enough or just aren't like the right mindset. So they know who to send you. So we started sending people to her. All she had to do was show up. Learn how to, number one, go and just make sure that when the person books the call, they're on her calendar, like there's like a thank you page that informs them of what to expect when they're talking to her, working with them, and making it very simple for them to have the proper expectations when they get on the call with her. From there, she follows we give you guys all like a sales script, just makes it very easy to convey the value so that you're able to go and get the clients to want to work with you, but not just work with you, but pay you the price when you need to, right? Because whenever we're working with a student, we always tell you as a price between $500 to $5,000 per month per client. So if you get like people on the phone and they don't know proper expectations, they might want to pay you like $200 a month or $100 a month, and it's just not really a significant amount of money, right? So once you have all the building blocks in place, it makes it easier, right? So you're thinking in terms of chess, not checkers. You're growing and doing activities that are causing you to put in 1 unit of energy and get 10 results from it or 20 results from it every single year for the rest of your career. You know how to approach people because you have a giver's mentality, not a taker's mentality, and you're approaching them in a way that's very, very easy and low competition. And then finally, you just understand how to go and partner them, whether you want to do subcontracting, affiliates, or the other two hidden methods we talk about in our program. It makes it a lot easier for you to grow your business and grow it very consistently. There's a reason why our students are consistently growing their business, right? Because it's a proven process. It's all about being process driven. Now, if you want some help growing your business, like maybe you've been trying, but it's just not quite working with the speed, the velocity, or even like the size with which you wanted to, I recommend that you click on the link inside the description below, book a call with myself or a member of my team to see if we can help you inside of our program. Because again, it's not for every person. Like I'm just gonna be honest. Like it's not everyone is a good fit for this program. We have a very specific way we like to grow our businesses. We like to grow the people inside the program. So if you want to be able to go and do this, and it's something that you feel can fit inside of your life, your current situation, and you're just having the right time in your life, go ahead and click on the link. I'd love to see if you're a good fit and if we can help you inside the program. Okay, if you're not, I'm going to tell you right away. Like I'm going to be like, hey, I don't necessarily know if this is the right fit. Here are some alternatives that you can do. Maybe some alternative programs or different trainers that can maybe help you out. But I'm going to make sure you have complete clarity on what you need to do in order to grow your business. And also, if money is very tight, we do have access to funding. So probably about a year and a half ago, I partnered with a funding company. They basically allow you to be able to split up the investment of the program over the span for anywhere from like 3 months to like 12 months, depending on which one we go with. Because we have a second one that can like let you expand off like 36 months. And these are zero APR, so there's no interest to be able to do it. Now, it does mean you have to have like okay credit, like your credit score needs to be above like a 640 in order to qualify. So it just allows you to be able to get your foot in the door without having to necessarily put all the money down up front. So if that's you and that's what you kind of want to learn about, see if you qualify and see if it fits into your current constraints, go ahead and click on the link. I'll see you on the call. Take it easy. Talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.